Hello, friends, foes, enemies, and lovers. Welcome back. In my last vlog, I said that I hoped February was slower, and it wasn't. But that's okay. We had more snow. Juniper has decided she does not like the cold. She was contemplating it the last snow we got, and this snow she has decided she absolutely does not want to step in it. She just cried the whole time, so I held her in my jacket and we explored the yard instead. Issa is part husky, so he loves the snow. But his sister, even though she's a long-haired cat, said no cold for me. I went to Washington. It's the first time I've been since July, which is insane. It felt so long. We went to a little cat cafe. It was in the 20s every single day, but I did prepare for it this time. I brought my big jacket and a hat, scarves, and gloves. Usually I'm unprepared and it's colder than anticipated and I suffer, so I'm glad I was prepared this time. This is my favorite view in the whole wide world. I do hope to live out west one day where it's a lot prettier and a lot more liberal, and maybe I'll be like self-sufficient on a farm or something. Who knows? Crazy ideas. But yeah, this was the snow. It didn't melt. It was like the same temperature every single day. But unlike Tennessee, they plow their roads, so that was nice. We were still able to do some stuff, but we did a lot of crafting, a lot of cooking, and we had galentines together. It was so nice to see my long distance best friend. I've never been there when it snowed. I've been there in the winter, but not when it snowed. So it's my first Washington snow. Hi, mountain. I love you so much. Also, my favorite view. I just love mountains. Any mountains, snow-capped or not. I think they're the most beautiful thing in the whole wide world. And I wish that I had a view of a mountain. Maybe one day. I went to a museum exhibit with my other dear friend. And it was Japanese anime and manga. It was super cool. Excuse me. I don't go to the museum a lot. It's only my second time in like the 5 years I've lived here, so it was nice to go there and check out what they had to offer. I would go to the museum a lot more, but they don't have free or even like reasonable parking, so it's kind of a hassle to get there. But museums are important, and we only have one art museum in the whole city, which is crazy coming from Chicago. So definitely need to check it out more and keep up to date with what's in there. But it was nice to have a little museum day. This is my go-to candle this month. It smells really lovely. I showed it in my TikTok. I don't think I showed it here, but I did a little candle haul on my TikTok of what I got for Christmas. I also have unfortunately discovered that there is super old, in perfect condition Animal Crossing merch on eBay from like Japan stores, so I have been addicted to scrolling, and I, for Valentine's Day, was gifted by a fan the opportunity to complete my teacup collection from this one series. So this was a gift from Kat, and it was this little teacup, and it had a matching little cup, and then I got these two for Valentine's Day, and they were the other two cups from the 3-cup set. So now I have the whole set, and I'm so excited, and all of them are different. One is girly, one is like neutral, and one is kind of sporty boy. I also use this tea that I've had for over a year unopened because it's so special to me, and I'm trying to break the habit of like not using things that are nice, or like not using things that were gifted that I'm really excited about. Like, things are gonna expire, and you shouldn't wait until that perfect day. You should use them like they're supposed to be used. And this was a really gloomy day, and I had just gotten these cups, so I washed them, and I was like, let's open that freaking tea. I like using this teapot because for loose leaf teas. I also, this is not a splurge, it was like $20, but it's hard for me to be nice to myself and buy things that are like just for me. But before this, all my bath bombs were just on the floor in my unfinished weird closet. So I bought this little cart and I put it together myself for just my like self-care things. And then I got a cleaner attachment for my shower, and this is how I clean my shower, so I just thought I would share this little time lapse and yap with you of how I deep clean my bathtub. I have a little drill attachment scrub brush. It's so easy. And I have like a little cleaner in the spray bottle that you'll see, but this is how I do it. So it's a little easier on my wrist. It's still super time consuming, but also it scrubs harder than I ever could. So I really am grateful for this drill attachment, and I suggest if you hate scrubbing your bathtub or you have a bathtub to get one, or shower. But yeah, so for my bath stuff, I really love taking baths. I take them when it's hot or cold out, but especially in the winter, I'm taking like a bath every other day, and it's the perfect time for me to do skincare or just like read a book or dissociate or like have a little soda. I limit myself to 1 soda a day, and sometimes I don't even have that, but when I'm in the bath, I love a little sody. So yes, I got the cart to house my hair dye stuff, my bath stuff, and my candles. So it's all just like a self-care, easy to grab. It also cleared up my one shelf that I have in my closet. So I also organized that and got rid of some old stuff. I feel like once a year I do like my random closet clean outs, and I definitely have done that this month. All of my closets are cleaned out. I found some like expired medicine, so I definitely threw that out, and then I was able to take stock of like what I need to order, like if we were almost out of body wash or body scrubs, because I usually buy like multi-packs, or like I buy a bunch at a time so that I have them ready to go whenever I need them. So I did a little restock list, did a little decluttering, did a little throwaway, checked my batteries, saw what I needed to order for that and stuff, and it was just really therapeutic. And I did it over a couple days. Like I think I did like 1 closet a day because there's a lot to do. But I think at this point pretty much everything in my house is decluttered, and I am ready for spring next month. I'm really ready for warmer weather. I suffer from seasonal adjustment disorder. I've made a video about that, but it usually hits me in February, January or February, and it definitely hit me in February this year. It's been so cold. It's like Chicago cold. Like it's unbearable. And it's normally not like that, and that's why we moved to the south for a little bit warmer weather. But because of global warming, it's just miserable in the winter, and I feel like it's inescapable. It's snowing all over the country in places it normally doesn't. And yeah, I need the sun. So I'm very grateful that the sun is setting later and later, and I am so ready for spring. I have a backyard that has forageables instead of grass. So I have edible flowers and onions and wild strawberries, and I don't know if I made a video about it last year. I'll definitely make one this year, but in the spring, I get clovers and violets, which are edible, and I make syrups out of them and bake with them, and you can make teas out of them. So I'll show you that process in the spring. But the spring is not just like more sun and warmer weather for me. It's my ability to be outside, and my ability for my pets to be outside, and my ability for foraging enrichment, which is something I really enjoy, and you can't really do everywhere legally, or maybe things don't grow in your area. So yeah, it's something I started doing last year when I realized like, oh, it's not just clovers, like I have little flowers. And then I used my like Google Lens to like see what kind of flowers they were, and I have a bunch of different edible non-poisonous flowers. And I really love tea, and I really like making syrups, just for anything, but usually I make syrups for cocktails for my husband, and he really enjoys that, and it's just something we can share together. Or you can also use the syrup for like lemonades and stuff. And yeah, it's also the end of my seasonal adjustment disorder, so I am so looking forward to spring and all that it entails, and I'm sure everyone else who's suffering through the cold agrees. But yes, I feel like I was just doing something nonstop. I also was suffering a little bit of burnout from work because of how busy I was with work in January, and then I had a collab this month. So I think March, now that I've done all the catching up and all the deep cleaning and decluttering, I feel like March will be inspirational and soothing and hopefully a little slower. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little catch up and seeing how I clean. I don't know. Sometimes I used to do these time lapses all the time and I feel like I fell out of it. So maybe you guys enjoyed them and maybe I'll bring them back. Maybe I'll do something exciting and maybe next month the snow will be gone and it'll be warm and I can show you guys how I make syrups if you're into that. I also highly recommend, if you have a yard, to like use Google Lens and see the flowers that are growing in your neighborhood. Even if you go on like a walk, like the flowers that grow in your neighborhood, use your Google Lens. It's free. It's not creepy to scan a flower. And just like see what your local flora and fauna are. And I'm also looking forward to going on neighborhood walks again once it's not so cold. I'm just dreaming of warmer weather and sitting on patios and just being more creative. I feel like I did a lot of crafts on my trip, but I'm not doing a lot of crafts at home. I'm just oversleeping and cold, and I'm bitter. I'm bitter from this winter cold. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready to be outside and have things to do. But I've been studying on my Pilates, and that's been helping my mental health a lot, but my energy is just very down, and I feel like I'm just grasping onto my routines, and that's all I have. If my routines went away, I feel like I'd spiral into madness. So I'm ready for the warmth and all that entails. I feel like I've said that a million times, but I hope you're surviving the winter, and thanks for watching this vlog and listening to me yap. And yeah, I hope you're surviving, and I hope you're doing things for yourself, and just know that the winter is almost over, and we can do this. We did it last year. We'll do it next year. We just have to get through this year. It's just winter, just a little bit of cold and darkness, and we're almost through it. March is usually the last like cold days. There's never cold days in April, so at least not where I live, and at least not in the South. So just hope for that. And oh, I got a library card. That's exciting. I got a new license to change my address so I could get a library card. So I suggest you do that as well, and read all the books that are on your to read list. And reading is important, and I fell out of it, and I'm happy to be back in it, and I suggest all of you do as well, especially with book bans coming up. Like, make sure you read what you want to read while you can, and get educated and stand up for what you believe in, and maybe learn something new or learn about something that's different than you. Okay, bye.